Hello everyone and welcome to Access Query Lab number 3. To get started with this lab you need two files. You need Query 3 instructions file and you need Query 3 starting file. I will go ahead and open both of them side by side and looking at the items covered for this lab, you will learn how to create advanced query, how to use aggregate functions in Access, and how to use the display total row. So in the instructions here it says open Query 3 starting file. I already have it open here. I expect you to do the same thing, and you need to save it as Query 3. So I'll go ahead and click on File, Save As again. It shows the location where I save my solutions, and then make sure that I change the file to be Query 3 and then click Save and then click on Enable Content. It says here create a new query design which shows the average selling price for each make of every car. Let's take it step by step. Create a query design. So go to Create Query Design and then add the table car. Close the Show Table dialog. Add Make and Price. So double click on Make and then double click on Price. Click the Totals button. Right. Where is the total? Here. Click on it and then choose Totals. Now if you look at the design grid here, you have a new row that says Total, and then it says here in the total row do the following. Select the average option or function for the price field. So you go to price, look for total, and then instead of group by you choose average. Run the query, then run the query. So now it's giving you the average selling price for each make of every car. That's the answer of the question. So queries are very powerful, and now we know why. All right. So now it says here add the price field to the query a second time. So you go to design. If you need to make any changes in the query design or in the query, you need to go to the design view. So add the price field one more time, and then this time it chooses the maximum instead of average. All right. Then it says here run the query. I will run the query. Now it's telling you the maximum price for each make, for each car. Go to the design view again, and then it says here save the query as query average. So I'll click on save, QRY average, and then click on OK. Close the query, and here is an overview of what your query design grid should look like at this point. Once you have it, right click and then close. It says here you want to find out the total profit made from each of our customers, assuming that the profit is 10% of the selling price. So what do you need? You will need the customer name from the customer table. So you need the first name and the last name. I expect you now to be in a situation that you know how to add more tables to your query. So now let's look at the following item here. It says the profit amount calculated from the price is in table car sale All right. So what do you do in this scenario? So let's go ahead and read one more time. The fields I need in my query are showed here inside this image. So you need first name, last name. You get these from the customer table. And then you need to get the sold. So let's go ahead and create a new query. So I will go to create and then query design. I will select all of the tables I have and then add. And now let's look at the fields I really need inside my table. So look in here. Let me make sure that I can see all of the fields. So I need first name from the customer table, last name from the customer table as well, and then I need sold. Remember that I have all of the tables. Why? Because if I need a value from table car and some values from table customer, I need a table that connects both of them, and that is the table car sale. So I will give you a minute to look at what I have here. Are we good? All right. So in the image, in the instructions, it says first name. I have a total row. Okay, now in my solution, do I see the total row? No. So how do I add the total row to my design grid? Make sure that the design tab is open. Go to the show and hide group and then click on totals. Now you have the total. So it's a group by for first name, group by last name, and then group by sold. And make sure that you add a criteria to sold to make it yes, because I need to find out. Let's read here. The total profit made from each of our customers. So you need to find the cars that are sold. If you sold a car, it means that you made profit of this car. All right, so the criteria is yes. And then you need to add a calculated field. So you go to a new field here after sold and then type profit colon space, and then you will need to use the sum function, sum, open close parentheses, and then you go inside the parentheses and then you need to multiply the price. This is a field, so you put it between square brackets and then type price. Right, you get out of the square bracket but inside the parentheses, and then asterisk 0.1, which is 10%, and make sure that you select expression, and then you run your query, and that gives you the total profit made for each customer. Are we good on this one? So I have first name, last name, sold. Make sure that there's a criteria that says yes, and you need to create a calculated field. Let's press Shift F2 to see the zoom, and in the field, the caption is profit, and you use a function that's called sum. You multiply the price by 10%. Once you are done, you save your query, and then you call it QRY profit. Click OK, and then save, and then upload to Blackboard as query 3. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in future tutorials. Bye bye everyone.